The constant switching back and forth just drives me nuts.
Oh no, I totally understand.
Yeah.
All
Like I wish he
right.
could just set it up to where it's just different frames, a little bit bigger.
Like the Brady
Yeah.
Bunch thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And then we could all look down and look up.
That would be like old GoldenEye. Remember that game?
Yeah,
All the little screens.
exactly.
Oh, that was hilarious. Okay, so
So just to note that it's also a little humorous that we're having this conversation because everybody else is probably a good 7 to 10 years younger. Like, oh, nobody else understands.
I know, and Dan's just a baby.
oh god,
Oh my god, I forget that sometimes.
Yeah, he's like, what, 22 or something like that?
yeah, he's a youngin. All right. So Jeffrey, you have just
Died.
yeah, you just died and then you were brought back and by your little caterpillar friend, and you're sitting out there and everybody else is kind of arguing in front of you, and your little caterpillar friend pops up and he's like, man, this sucks, I think you need a break. And then you just go to black. And Lucy, your character is a wood elf druid. So your starting area, you're just going to be in the forest, or like, what do you want to say? Like, where would you be?
Yeah, I think forest is good.
Okay. So you're in the forest. You're just running around. You're trying to look at different flora and fauna and notate them for future reference. And you see like a very weird bug like pop up in front of you, and it just kind of cocks its head and it smiles at you, and then everything goes black.
Oh.
And you both come to at the same time. You are staring up at a white ceiling, and you're in a comfy bed with a nice plush yellow comforter on top of you, and everything's real cozy and comfy.
Oh God, not the hospital again.
One bed, two beds.
It's two beds.
Okay. Hello.
It's like, nice to meet you. Here we are in this situation.
Let me
Jeffrey's like, let me give him a blue pill. Give me
Alright, well, I'm going to do just one of those mental body checks. Like, okay, counting fingers, counting toes, I'm all in one piece. Trying to figure out, and then at that point, once I figure out, we're unharmed, right?
Yeah, you're unharmed. You are both, in these beds, very comfy feeling. You're both just kind of sprawled out. There's sunlight coming in through a window.
Do we have our gear, or are we like de-armored?
No, you have your stuff on your person.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna
And
get out of
as
bed and try to figure out this room. Like, I don't want to be committed.
Ditto.
Okay. Yeah, you look around the room. There is like a big window. So like the beds, each bed has like a little nightstand beside it with a yellow lamp. There's a yellow bed sheet, covers and nice clean sheets. Everything looks real nice. You stand up. It's a wood floor, white walls and white ceiling. You have a window to the left. There's a door to the right, and in front of you are two big wardrobes, like right in front of each bed. against the wall, though.
Does one of them go to Narnia?
You want to inspect the wardrobes?
Yeah, sure. I was really thinking of throwing a lamp out the window, though.
Hey, I love lamp.
Yeah. You go and you kind of look at each other, but you don't really talk to each other yet. And you walk over to the wardrobes and you open them up. When you go to get out of the bed, though, Jeffrey, you notice that like your joints are a little more achy than normal. And like next to the bed, you see that there's a walker. And and you like go to stand up and you can do it, but your movement is like halved. You're very arthritic, if that makes any sense. And Lucy, you go, or Delphi, you go. It is Delphi, right, Lucy?
Sure.
That's how you say it. Delphi, you go to get up and you're young and you're normally real spry, and you basically almost fall out of the bed and you notice that there is a wheelchair sitting next to the bed.
All right. Well, I'm going to grab hold of that walker while all my joints pop as I try to move over to the wardrobe.
And
from what I remember of Jeffrey, I don't think cleanliness is first and foremost, and I bet there are some pungent stains upon his robes, so I don't know that I trust him right off the bat. Especially since he appears to be a magic user, and suddenly I have aged.
There must be a storm blowing in. I can feel it in my bones.
You go and you go over and you open the wardrobes up and you look inside. Jeffrey, inside your wardrobe is like some robes, and light blue is like the prominent color there. There's some pajamas. There's a couple like normal clothing, but mostly it's just pajamas and robe and like slippers. But there is a white sequined bodysuit that is bedazzled to hell and back with a big V dip in the front.
Viva Las Vegas!
And, yeah, and there's a cape.
All right. As tempting as that is, can I like touch the fabric and feel like what it's made of, its consistency, like how soft it may or may not be?
Can I see what he's looking at? Like, has he opened the doors wide?
He opened them wide. If you stayed back and waited for him to do his first, then yeah, you can see in there.
Grandfather, I think that one speaks to you.
I'm just wait a minute. I'm not your grandfather. They can't prove anything.
Yeah, you go to feel the material, and it's pretty nice. It's actually top quality stuff. It feels very supple to your fingers.
Right, I'm gonna close the wardrobe.
Before you do, you notice that there's a mirror on the door, and when you like go to close it, you turn and you catch like a glimpse of yourself in the mirror, and you do not appear to be Jeffrey.
Oh.
You're like an old man in like blue pajamas, and your hair is like dyed a really bad black color, and you have gray mutton chops. And it's cut very much like a Elvis style.
Oh no. I'm going to slam the door, and then I'm going to crawl back under the covers and pull them up over my head.
Delphi, you go over to your wardrobe, and you open it up, and you kind of notice the same thing as was in Jeffrey's. There's a bunch of pajamas, a bunch of slippers, a bunch of different kinds of robes. But you also notice that there is like a very nice suit in there. It's like a black suit. It's got a red tie. There's a really crisp white shirt. There's black, I can't talk today, like patent leather shoes. And there's like roll me a perception check. Real quick. See if you notice everything.
18.
Yeah. And you do notice that like on the collar of the suit is a flag pin to some country. It's like pinned on the collar or lapel, whatever you call it.
No. Sorry, the first thing that popped in my head was JFK, and I went, I don't want this job.
So from what we can determine, I'm going to die on the shitter from a drug overdose, and you're going to get shot in the head in Dallas. Cool game, Sarah.
And you turn in the mirror, and you're not Delphi anymore. You're actually an older human. You're an African American human with short gray hair and a gray mustache.
Human Jones. Well, I am going to be doing one of these numbers.
But when you look at each other, you see, you know.
So I see
truth.
Jeffrey.
You see Jeffrey. And
Do I
he
see
sees a female wood elf. No.
So I'm going to assume it has something to do with the mirror.
I know I died, and I think we're in hell.
About that time, there's a knock on the door. And then, not even waiting for an answer, it bursts open. And this human female walks in. She's wearing like a white nurse's uniform with like a brown sweater over the top of it, buttoned at the top. She has a crown braid, just brown hair. Kind of a plain lady, but, you know, very on the younger side.
Frau Blucher?
And she walks in, and she's got like a little bag in her hand, and she said, "My, we're up early today, aren't we?"
I'm going to snatch a shoe. It's an improvised weapon.
Now, Mr. Ozzy, you know that you can't be doing that. Don't get so riled so early, especially on Sebastian's big day. And she walks over to the bed where Jeffrey's laying down, and she sets her bag on the end table, and she kind of pulls the blankets back, and she's like, "Mr. Sebastian, are you ready for your big day?"
No.
Well, here, let's make you a little more prepared. And she digs around in the bag, and she pulls out like a really cheap birthday hat. And she puts it on your head. And then she like pulls out one of those little blowers, and she like gives it to you. And then she runs over to you, Delphi, and she plops one on your head and gives you a blower. And then she grabs a blower out the bag, and she blows it, and she goes, "Now aren't we all happy? Yay!"
Take this infernal noisemaker away.
Yeah, as soon as she sets that on my head and starts being cheery, I'm going to do acid splash on her. Because fuck that noise. So she needs to make a dex saving throw.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, a 16.
Yeah, she saves. Damn it.
Okay. She goes to walk over to you, and she sees what you're doing, and she jumps back, and she's like, puts her hands on her hips, and she goes, "Now, Mr. Half, if we have to do this the hard way, we will, but you know that you were told that you can't attack the staff. I don't care if you think that you're this elvish Presley, or if you think you're the boogeyman. You cannot do this."
Oh my God, clap, clap, clap.
Oh,
Elvis
no.
Presley, Elvis Presley. I love it.
I'm in hell.
And she sees you like laughing over there, and she turns around and she's like, "And Mr. Davis, I'm ashamed of you too. You know not to encourage him. And don't give me any of that sass about there being sand in your head. Everyone knows that you weren't assassinated. You can't be the president. You look nothing like him. When y'all are ready to actually celebrate with the rest of us, you can meet us all in the dining room." And she kind of turns around and storms out and kind of shuts the door very hard.
I think that's Nurse Ratched. If we go out there, Jack Nicholson's going to cause trouble.
Can I detect magic?
Mm-hmm.
I forgot how magic works. Do I need to roll for that?
I think you just detected, don't you?
Yeah. Just one action. I sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of me.
You just see Jeffrey lit up with a halo of light.
Yeah, Jeffrey is lit up. You're lit up. Yeah, Jeffrey he's lit up with all kinds of magic. And you're lit up too with like multiple kinds of magic.
At the risk of sounding Frank, what's the word?
Racist?
Sort of transist, maybe? I'm very concerned that everyone thinks I'm a man. So, okay, we're lit up, and that's about it. So,
yeah,
the effect has to be on us, and yet I don't sense anything. So I'm assuming it's illusion. Because as someone who shifts shapes, I know I physically change. So someone is making a convincing elderly black man out of me.
in a wheelchair. Yeah.
If only I had a Morgan Freeman voice to use.
I want to go with my original plan and try to throw a lamp through the window.
Okay.
Jeffrey is not having this hospital stuff. He's been here before.
You can't put me in a home.
Yeah, exactly. So what would that be? Just like a dexterity, like ranged attack, or?
Probably, I would say strength to see if you can break it.
All right. Strength is not my main selling point, but that's an 18.
An 18?
Yep.
Yeah, you sail that thing at the glass. God, I can't talk tonight. And you crack it all, but it is like safety glass. So
man.
So it like has the indentation and it's cracked, but it's still kind of holding there.
All right.
And there's no plants.
No, not in the room.
Dang it.
There might be some out in the rest of the area, but
all right. I'm gonna walk over to the wardrobe and get inside and close the doors.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna count to 10 and open it back up with my eyes closed and say, "Please tell me we're not in this hell anymore." And then open my eyes and see that we're in the same place.
And about that time, you hear like rushed footsteps, not running, but just rushed footsteps coming down the hall.
All right. Back in the wardrobe with the doors closed.
Are they coming towards our room?
Yeah.
I think I alerted them.
Threw a lamp in the glass.
I'm changing.
And the door's open, and the nurse walks back in, and she goes, "What have you done?"
I'm gonna scream and cover my lower hemisphere. Get out of here!
She just shakes her head and rolls her eyes. Are you naked, or are you just doing that?
Well, I was gonna take
Did you
into
take
the suit. I was gonna bow to pressure.
She's like, Mr. Ozzy, it's not like I haven't seen that before. She's like,
This
where
is a shocking
he?
revelation. What do these people do in this place?
Now, Mr. Ozzy, you know that we've had to apply the cream several times a day for a while now.
I think you mean him.
Both of you, unfortunately. Trust me, it's not a pleasant experience on either side. But that aside, where did he go?
I resent your implications that we're that intimate that I keep track of him like that. And that we share some sort of cream-needing disease.
I don't know anything about the source of the stuff on your smeckles, but I do know that you share a room, and obviously you have seen where he went since he was here just a while ago.
You kids these days, you have no appreciation, no respect. I'm gonna just call me man thing. I'm just gonna sit down and be like, no, I don't acknowledge.
She just rolls her eyes and she walks and starts checking the beds and checking under them, and then she just sighs and she walks over and she starts opening the wardrobe, and she kind of moves some clothes around and she sees you. She just kind of takes your hand and she's like, "Come on out, Mr. Sebastian. It's all right.
Oh,
let's
fine.
get you some food in your tum-tum. Will that make
Now we're
it better?"
talking. Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Well, I told you to meet me in the dining hall.
I don't know what that is.
All right, well, since we interrupted, I'm not going to finish getting dressed. I'm going to do the old man thing in the terry cloth robe, the wife beater, and the boxers. Maybe.
All right. Alrighty. And she like leads you over to your walker, and she's kind of helping you, Jeffrey, and she gets you to your walker, and then she walks over and she just grabs Delphi's wheelchair and she just starts wheeling her down the hall, and she's like, "Come on."
Jesus, woman, where did you learn to drive?
And she kind of runs into the side of the door jam on purpose. And then she's like, "Oops, my bad."
You are.
And she takes you down the hall. You exit your rooms and you take a left, and you go down the hall and you take another left, and then as you're going down the hall, you notice there are doors to other rooms that you pass, and you go by the nurse's station, which is by the entrance, and you see a big old sign that says, "Welcome to Shady Rest Retirement Home."
Oh,
and
that sounds wonderful.
And you get wheeled to the dine.
Lighting up magic? Is anything else lighting up magic?
Nope. Not in this area. No.
We are literally trapped in a magical place.
And you get wheeled into the dining hall, and you get put up to a table, and then a little while later, not far behind you, Jeffrey comes walking up as fast as he can, because Jeffrey, you smelt those rolls, man.
Oh
yeah. And you sit down, and the nurse kind of walks up to the front, and she says, "Now everybody, today is Mr. Half's birthday, so let's all sing him a tune." And she takes out like a little kazoo and she blows it, and she tries to lead everybody in happy birthday, but it's a retirement home full of old people, and it goes kind of poorly, as you can imagine.
Yeah, and I imagine I'm going to try to sing along because I don't know who she's talking about.
I don't think we know the words to Happy Birthday.
Yeah, it's just muttering like.
And afterwards, she's like, "Okay, so now it's time for breakfast." And she brings everybody a plate, and you have your breakfast with your coffee and your juice.
All right.
I want to smell it. I'm very concerned.
It smells good. It's some eggs and some oatmeal, and you've got some rolls there, like some biscuits, and you've got some sausage, like the patty sausage.
All right, so that oatmeal's going into my pockets for later. Definitely eat the eggs. Do I have any of those centipedes left?
You ate 2 and you gave 1 to Justin. How many did you take? Do you remember?
God, I have no idea.
I don't know.
How many did we fight at one time? Do you remember?
It was 12, I think.
Okay, then I should have quite a few left. I want to eat one of those.
Okay.
I want to detect poison and disease.
Okay.
Don't trust.
Yeah, I'm gonna pound that bad boy down because I think the only way I'm gonna figure out what's going on is if I talk to my little buddy.
Yep, you eat it and it tastes kind of like you remember it. It's got a little bit of a nutty flavor.
Yeah, it's nice and crunchy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna break it up and sprinkle it on my eggs.
Lucy, what did that's just like detect magic. I just tell you if there's anything around.
Yep.
Yeah. You don't really detect anything other than all the old people around you, including Jeffrey, have various ailments that, come with age, but
my insides are rotten.
But there's no poison anywhere.
Outside the game, have you ever read Water for Elephants?
Mm-mm. Oh, I've seen the movie, I think.
I have not seen the movie, but I listened to the book, and it starts off with him, talking about his life in the retirement home. It's the most depressing thing. So now hearing that, oh yeah, you detect ailments in all these people, I'm going, oh no.
Yeah.
So I was really thinking about casting a fog cloud, but now I kind of want to see if I have some low-level healing that I can...
Mass cure wounds.
Healing word.
Well, both of y'all roll me some perception checks just real quick.
Nat 20.
Oh, yeah.
17.
17, yeah. You both look around, and there's a handful of residents eating at the tables around you guys. There's not a whole bunch, it's just like a little section probably. So, but 2 people do stand out to you. There's an old lady that is in her nightgown, and she has like a bath cap on her head. And she's just like constantly talking, like she's barely even eating. She's just running her mouth, and she like flips from topic to topic like every second, and she's wearing way too much makeup. And then there's also at another table, there is a man. He's kind of a tall man, and he's sitting there, and he's kind of like you, Delphi. He has on boxers and a wife beater with a robe that's open and his slippers. But on his head, he has a white cowboy hat, and he has on a black mask. And this was set up prior to all of our conversations today. So
Okay.
I promise.
I have to assume, without going back and actually doing much reading on elf lore, I don't think we do a lot of cosmetics. So I'm going to assume that that woman is covered in more paint. This is some sort of message to everyone who sees her.
And you do notice that the guy is kind of sitting there and he's eating, but he's kind of observant of everybody, kind of watchfully cautious, I guess you would say. His eyes are flitting from table to table, and he's kind of looking at everybody up and down. And then he'll take another bite.
I'm going to fling a spoonful of oatmeal at him.
All right, give me a dexterity just to see if you can hit
that's
him.
a 3.
A 3. You go to throw it, but it just like lands on the table a little bit away from you. And
Oh.
And the nurse, she sees this and she comes walking over and she just kind of pulls up a chair and she gets a napkin and wipes it up, and then she kind of wipes your mouth. And she's like, okay, Mr. Sebastian, let's work on the eating properly today, okay? Do you need help?
I haven't gotten any food today.
Now, Mr. Sebastian, you know you did.
Nope.
Yes.
Oh, nope. Didn't get anything. Everybody else has eggs. I have nothing.
Have you taken your medicine today?
Nope. Nobody brought me any pills either.
Nobody rubbed any cream on his bits. I was there.
Yeah.
Well, we're hoping that that part's over, Mr. Ozzy, unless y'all get into something again and have this reoccurring problem pop up. But we're hoping that that's behind us now, right?
I could heal it.
Yes, you could. Right. Because you're the president, I know.
Yeah, I know about plants and animals.
Sure, you do. She kind of pats your hand.
I got a spell. I don't know where it went now. Oh, where did it go? I thought I had one that was like, oh, I have conjure animals. Conjure one for her? Where did it go? Hang on. Conjure Fae? No. Good. Okay, so let's see. I summon Fae spirits that take the form of beasts and appear in unoccupied spaces that you can see within range. Choose one of the following options for what appears. 1 beast to challenge rating 2 or lower, 2 beasts to challenge rating 1 or lower. I want to do... It says to roll initiative, but I don't want to do it aggressively. I just want to do it, like, with flair.
Okay.
So I'll do 2 beasts of challenge rating 1 or lower. And I don't know how to figure that out.
So it'd be whatever's in the monster manual, or I think there's some in the back of the book as well.
It'd probably be like small animals, you know.
Pretty much like a raven's challenge rating of 0.
Squirrels, birds.
Can I do like a raven and a fox?
Probably.
Like I said, I'm not aggressive, just demonstrative.
I don't see a fox, but I assume you could probably make it about the same as the cat.
Yeah, or a cat would work.
Yeah. We could say you could do like a small fox or something. That would be fine.
trying to think.
Yeah, because you could actually do almost all of these. There's bat, black bear, boar, brown bear, cat, constrictor snake, owl, frog, a hawk.
Yeah, just, nothing that's too aggressive, but pet style.
Oh, you can summon a mule. That would be ridiculous.
I like that, actually.
Can you summon a mule and have it like sit in the chair next to me, just chill as shit?
Okay, yes, a mule and a raven.
A mule and a raven. Okay,
that would make my day.
Yeah. So she's sitting there patting your hand, and you start muttering an incantation, and you point to the chair beside Jeffrey, and all of a sudden there's a mule with a raven on its head, and it goes hee-hoo, hee-hoo, and it kind of looks around and it starts munching on Jeffrey's napkin.
I'm gonna give him like a little arm around the shoulders there. It's good to see you, old friend.
I'm gonna call the raven to me.
All right. And the nurse is she's kind of shocked, and she's like, "Mr. Ozzy, I didn't know you knew how to do things like that. Memory must be coming back a bit, huh?"
Say hello to Munin.
She's kind of like tentatively reaches out and kind of pets the bird.
He likes it.
Yeah.
Ravens are big and smart.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to feed the mule a little bit of oatmeal.
You can name the mule.
Out of your robes.
Yeah, out of my pocket. Just holding it up like a feed bag.
Yeah.
And his name is going to be Marty.
Marty the mule.
Marty the mule. The best friend I ever had.
And the nurse just has like one of those fake ass smiles just plastered on her face, and she's just smiling at you. And she's kind of looking around like for another nurse, but nobody's like right there right now. You kind of get the impression she's kind of like, I don't get paid enough for this shit.
Do I think she's impressed?
Huh?
Like, do I think she's impressed?
She's do an inside check for me real quick.
Well, I'm insightful as shit.
Yeah.
That's another 17.
17. She seems impressed that what she thinks you are, the old man in the wheelchair, was able to perform this bit of magic, but she wasn't like shocked of magic.
I really want to change shape, but I'm a little afraid that it's going to fail, and I don't want to realize that it fails.
And she about that time she gets up and she's like, I'm going to be right back. And she kind of gets up and walks off and kind of looks back at you two, and then
I will also share my breakfast.
She starts walking over to the nurse's table station.
All right. I'm gonna duck my head real close to Marty and be like, all right, buddy, we gotta get out of here. Do you have a plan?
And he's like, hee-haw, hee-haw.
Sounds perfect. Let's go.
And then he just takes a big old poop right beside you on the floor.
I'm gonna take some of that for later. Put it in a different pocket than the oatmeal, just in case. And then, good thinking, Marty. I'm gonna scratch his ears.
If the napkins are paper, or I want to go back to, because the last thing I was doing was,
the napkins are like cloth. They're like the white rub, not like nice, but kind of a white cloth.
I want to take notes again. want to chronicle all these happenings.
Gotcha. And about that time, the nurse comes back and she's got a couple other male type nurses in white pants and white shirts, and she's got a tray full of different little jars with pills, what appears to be pills in them. And she goes to you two first, and she puts gets your bottle, and she's like, Mr. Ozzy, it's time for your pills.
No, thank you.
Now, Mr. Ozzy, don't give us trouble. It's time for your pills.
That was not trouble. That was polite. No, thank you.
And
does detect poison go off now?
No. And she's like, what about you, Mr. Sebastian?
I don't mind if I do. And I'm going to take a jar, but I want to use sleight of hand to, like, when I'm about to take him, I want him to slip down the sleeves of my robe for later.
Okay.
I can do.
I'm going to do sleight of hand versus her perception, okay?
That's a 16.
She got a 19. So she's like, And she
Run,
goes,
Marty, save yourself.
She goes to get. That may be where his throat is.
She goes to get them out of your sleeve of your robe, and she accidentally trips in the mule poop. She falls flat on her butt, and she's like, I'm done today. And the two men just come, and they get the pills out of your sleeve, and then they kind of they step behind you, Delphi, and they grab your wheelchair and they start wheeling you back to your room, and they're escorting, the one that's got you is escorting you to Jeffrey, and they have like your pill bottles, and they're gonna finish that up in the room probably.
Remove your
make a break from it.
I'm being druid napped.
They're like, it'll be okay. It's all right.
It will not. You are forcibly removing me. This is not okay. Nothing is okay.
Yeah, we understand, Mr. Ozzy. It's all right. You can call your coalition tomorrow and tell them all about it. Because you're the president, right? So you're the one that can make changes. You know.
The evilest of eyes, both for me and the Raven. Just.
And so they get you back to the room, and they're like, okay, guys, now it's time for us to take our medicine.
Go ahead.
And they're kind of like, you don't want to make it difficult. Remember last time?
Again, this is not difficult. You go ahead and take them.
It's not my medicine, Mr. Ozzy. It's yours.
See, this is where we disagree.
Mr. Ozzy, we don't want to have to pull out the diapers again. And you need to take your medicine. You know what happens when you don't. Your stomach issues. And don't tell me it's part of the assassination attempt. We all know that you have some gastrointestinal issues. And I, for one, don't feel like wiping your butt again for a week. Let's just take our medicine and be happy, okay?
You only wipe her butt once a week? What kind of terrible institution is this?
No,
I'm
Mr.
glad Marty
Sebastian.
got away.
No, remember, Mr. Sebastian, we had to take care of it for a week because Mr. Davis had issues. And you kept complaining about the toilet being taken up a little too often.
No idea.
All
Doesn't
right.
sound like anything I would do.
You don't remember telling him that you were a superstar and that he needed to make way for your glorious exit.
I don't recall ever using a toilet.
What is
And
this Inferno like contraption?
he just kind of sighs. What'd you say, Luce?
Why is there a white bowl of water in this small room?
And he just kind of looks at the other guy and they sigh. And the other guy's like, let me handle this. And he's like, hey, Mr. Sebastian, I heard your birthday today.
What are you, like 874 now?
Well, me and the guys, we know with your sugar issues, you're not supposed to have this, but we got you this candy just special for today. So why don't you go ahead and eat it real quick before Nurse Ella gets back?
Give them one of the centipedes. Have them eat it first.
And he holds out the jar with the medication in it.
I'll eat your candy if you eat a little treat of mine first.
Mr. Sebastian, I am not eating anything you give me. I'm sorry.
I don't know. It doesn't sound like a good deal for me to eat whatever you hand me.
Come on. And he's kind of looking like a little like confused because normally you assume that this would work like in a GIF. And he's like, come on. It's Skittles, remember? Taste the rainbow. Don't you want to taste the rainbow?
Do like rainbows, and I'm going to reach out my hand as if to grab the bottle, but I want my hand to go past the bottle and grab his wrist.
Okay.
And I want to do shocking grasp. So that is going to be melee spell attack. So that is a 15.
Yep, that hits.
Fuck yes. All right. Now what I do? That's going to be 1d8 lightning damage. That's going to be 7. Do I add anything to that?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. So it's 7.
You add it to your 2 hit. Your 2 hit was your attack bonus, but
okay. Yeah. Well, 7's fine. Just shock the shit out of him.
Yeah, he's like looks down at your hand and then he just goes and he falls down unconscious. And the other guy just screams, "We need some help in here, man down."
That one was from Marty.
Oh, it's still here.
Like you see, like the nurse, which now is named Ella, run in, and she looks at the situation and she reaches for a whistle at her neck and she blows it, and a bunch of other like orderlies that are kind of strapping men come running down the hall, and they come in, they see what's going on, and they come and they grab a hold of both of you and they inject you with some medication, and the world goes black.
Oh
shit!
Damn it!
So close.
Well, after that, I'm gonna have Thunderwave just prepared.
Y'all wake up and it's dark out, and you kind of notice that there's a lot of light coming from the hallway, and you glance at the door and you're feeling a little groggy, but you kind of see the head of the lady that you noticed earlier with the heavy makeup and the bathroom cap on. And she kind of just from like her chest up is laying sideways looking at y'all through your doorway. And when she sees you look at her, she just says, "Help me." And then it's like something yanks her and she's drug away. And you hear this weird like chittering whisper and then it's gone.
I don't like it.
You saw that, right?
I did.
Did it sound like a caterpillar?
I was going to say I've never spoken to a caterpillar, but I might have, so no.
I hold out one of my trusty centipedes and go, "Would you like to?"
That's all right. I guess.
I mean, I'm gonna at least stick my head out the door and see if I can see where she's being drugged to, I guess.
Yeah, should we perception check?
You go and stick your head out the door and you don't really see anything, but you can do a perception check.
Yeah, that's 13.
14.
14. You can kind of hear that chittering sound. It's growing fainter, but it's coming from the right.
I'm gonna. Well, do I have to use the wheelchair? Is that a limitation of this body?
Yes. You like it's your body, but y'all the only like encumbrance is that your movement is slowed and yours is bound to the wheelchair and his is slowed due to the walker.
Can I assume that I can still be stealthy in a wheelchair? Somewhat agile?
Sure. You can. You're just your movement's slowed.
I want
And
to proceed with caution.
alrighty.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, does this actually affect our movement speed at all?
It's going to affect your movement speed. I'm going to say that it's cut down by half.
Oh, shit. All right.
Yeah.
What is my...
Okay. Good to know.
So are y'all going to go investigate the sound?
I am, yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow behind.
Okay. You move down to the hallway. It ends and then it continues on to the right. So you keep continuing down. You're hearing the noise and you come. The hallway you were on previously was all rooms. You assume because it was like stacks of doors, just like yours. When you turn the hall, there was no more rooms, but you come up to a room that's labeled toilets, and there's male and female. And Lucy,
I have no memory of this place.
how long does detect magic last, Lucy?
For the duration.
The duration.
It's really up to your discretion.
I'm gonna say like you sense some magic coming from the toilets, but the sound is continuing on down the hallway.
Is it the entrance to the Ministry of Magic?
Is Moni Myrtle in there?
Yeah, it's coming from the men's toilets.
Well, lucky me, I can go in there now.
It is handicap accessible.
All right, I guess we're gonna push our way in there.
Yep.
Okay. You push your way in there and you sense that it's coming from the middle stall. And so you go over there and you push the door open and both of you do like a either investigation or perception, whichever one you prefer.
Well, it's gonna be neither because that's a crit fail.
You can do either,
Either, whichever one you prefer. Investigation or perception, whatever you're better at.
I'm on perception. I have a +6. So 17.
Jeffrey gets up in there and he realizes that he's got to go bad. So instead of going to the center stall, he rushes to the one beside it.
Horrible noises are coming from there.
Yeah.
You recognize spell?
Do you have a poison immunity?
Delphi, you go in the middle stall, and you notice that on the wall, behind the toilet, there is it's not really like something is written there. It's almost like the paint has kind of been embossed, if that makes any sense, and it's some strange writing on that back wall, and you sense like magic coming from it, like a summoning magic.
Is it a language I could read? Or does it phonetically sound out?
What do you read?
Druidic.
I know you have Elvish.
Well, Druidic, Elvish, and Common, I think.
No, you haven't seen this before.
Dang it.
And I imagine beside you is just like that scene, I think, from Austin Powers, where he's just poop noises constantly.
Well, like, when you're through, there seems to be some sort of markings.
I'm not sure if I want to look at that.
If you wouldn't have crit failed, I wouldn't have said that.
I don't think I'm interested in the kind of markings you find in a bathroom stall.
They speak of magic.
I've heard that one before. All right, I'm gonna finish up in here and then go over to see what she's looking at.
All right. Do you wash your hands?
No, of course not. Why would I wash my hands?
I was hoping I had like a purify air or a breathe or something that I could employ.
I've got gust of wind.
Yeah.
Gust of wind can blast out poison.
Yeah, I do have gust of wind. Yeah. Bending.
All right. What did you find in here?
Ta-da! But I'm gonna just kind of stay back because I heard all of that, and
I didn't flush over there either.
No.
I'm leaving that for the nurse.
This is why he and Marty are such good friends.
Yep. All right, so I'm gonna look at this writing on the wall, I guess.
Okay. What languages do you speak?
Common, Elvish, Dwarvish, Infernal, and that's about it.
Okay. It kind of has some similarities to Infernal. So, and you recognize, being a sorcerer, you do recognize a summoning type incantation was done here or something. And like, you look at it and you can't really read it per se, but you do recognize a couple words. And
as for a good time call.
And it's kind of like it seems like the name of what was summoned. Kind of get that, and the only thing you can make out is Bubba Hotep.
I knew it.
I was wondering if y'all got it or not.
Oh yeah, I sent Lucy a message a little while ago. We're playing through Bubba Hotep.
Sorry.
So I'm gonna relay that to her. My suspicions, although they come out very jarbled and less coherent, because I'm an addle-brained old man.
I have never heard of a Boba Hotep.
Marty has.
Marty knows.
Marty knows everything. He's the best.
Knows, man.
How long does that summoning last?
Yeah,
Like,
what
did y'all
has
lose
happened?
it?
What has happened to Marty at this point?
Are they still there, or did they disappear when y'all blacked out?
I'm just thinking that there's a mule just still sitting in the cafeteria, just chilling, and none of them get paid enough to handle that.
Oh, up to 1 hour.
1 hour. Okay, so
Aw.
yeah, they're gone.
Dang, that's sad. I miss Marty.
Poor
At least
Marty.
he gave me something to remember him by, and I pat my pocket.
Oh god. So yeah, and while you're in there, you're barely able to hear that chittering, like whispery sound.
Is a Boba Hotep good for us or bad for us?
Marty would know.
Marty.
And when we saw the makeup lady earlier, I think she was saying healthy, so I'm sure it's pretty good.
Maybe she needed help summoning.
Maybe.
Shall we seek her?
It definitely got
Sure.
something out of Jeffrey. So y'all go back out into the hall and you continue on down to the end, and then you take another right. And it's another hallway with rooms, kind of like the ones that you just came from. And one door is wide open, and you walk to it and you see that heavily make-upped older woman sprawled out on the floor in a very uncomfortable position, and like her hands outstretched, and at the base of her hand is a pile of gold coins.
Dibs.
Is this normal for their kind?
Totally. Scooping up those coins.
Okay.
It's a gift.
You run and go to grab the coins, and they start running around your arm, and you start to feel these bites as you realize that they're not gold coins. They're actually a swarm of scarabs or beetle type bugs.
Bugs.
Some huge cockroaches, and they're going to get a surprise attack on you.
Damn it.
That's a 19.
Yeah, it's going to hit.
Okay. Luckily, they're boop. So that's 3. So yeah, so that's 10 piercing.
Okay.
Yep. And then you kind of fling your hand, and they kind of fall to the ground, and they reform and start coming back at you. So let's roll some initiative.
No.
20.
18.
18. Okay. Jeffrey, you're up first.
All right. What do I want to do? I'm going to do Blade Ward on myself.
Okay.
So I'll have resistance to their attacks, and then I'm going to move away from the body a little bit. Just try to back it up, get some distance going.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Okay. I'm going to say, since they were falling back to the ground at this point, that they're not going to get an opportunity attack on you this round for backing up.
Okay.
Sure. Delphi, it's your turn. So you just saw these things swarm. What looked like gold coins have turned into big gold cockroaches, basically, in your eyes, and they bit his hand.
Can you cast spells upon yourself when they're touched?
Mm-hmm.
I consider
you
myself
just touch yourself. Yeah, you just touch yourself.
Okay, in this case, sorry, Jeffrey. I'm going to go ahead and cast Bark Skin on myself. So I have a AC of 16 now.
Okay.
I'm just trying to see. Doesn't look like I have anything I can do as a bonus.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So it's their turn. They're going to regroup, and they are going to try to jump on Jeffrey's foot since he's right there. And he tasted good the first time. Wow. I like that dice. 21.
Yeah, of course. I've only got 10 AC, so anything over a 10 is just going to hit.
If you wouldn't, I went in first. But and of course, that is Jeffrey, so.
Yep.
Okay. 15.
Jesus.
I think
All right. But I've got
wait a minute.
Resistance.
Wait a minute. 13. Sorry, I misadded.
Oh, okay. I do have resistance, thankfully.
Yeah, so. And
okay, so that's 60. Cool.
And go ahead and give me a Constitution. Oh no, wait a minute. Dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh man, you can't make me. That's a 7.
7. Okay. You feel like, since you've gotten bit twice now, like some kind of poison or something is entered your system.
Okay.
And your Constitution is lowered by 3 temporarily.
Oh, good. So, what does that make my modifier now?
You got it, or?
Yeah, I'll find it here.
Okay.
Somewhere,
somehow.
Fuck.
It's
not
13.
Yeah.
So page 13.
Give me a +1 instead of +3. Oh well. Okay, cool.
Alrighty. And it is now your turn, Jeffrey.
All right. How many of these bugs are there?
I'm gonna say there's 6, but they're smaller, so it's considered like a swarm. Like they count as one, basically.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they're basically like a big swarm of creatures. So, for all extensive purposes, we're just counting them as one as far as attacks go.
Okay. In that case, I am going to do Magic Missile as a level 3.
Okay.
So that would be 5 darts. Those bad boys.
Yep. And a guaranteed hit. So you just roll damage.
Yeah. So that's 2, 6, 9, 12, and 14 damage plus 1, 15 damage for those bad boys.
15. Nice.
And
yeah, so okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna go ahead and roll my sorcerer table shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so close. That was a 2. That would have been fun.
That would have been fun.
Yeah. So, all right. So I'm gonna do
Okay,
that.
so they attack your foot, and in retaliation, you just spew out these 5 beams that just pow, 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 pow. And you see that you cut down their numbers by half, like they're just disintegrated, basically.
Cool.
So, let's see. It is now Delphi's turn.
Are they very close to him still, or did they back up when he?
They are right, like, in front of his foot, basically.
Okay, so I can't. Let's see. That's too big. I will use my bonus action up front and evoke a flame blade, and then I'll use my action to swipe through the swarm.
Okay.
And I can see this blade?
Oh yeah, it lights up the room. Apparently it looks like a scimitar.
All right.
So what do I add? Is it my spell attack bonus then, or is it my like proficiency? Because I'm with a scimitar.
It's a scimitar that's magical, so is that I would think if you're physically wielding the weapon.
Well, it does say to make a melee spell attack. So that would be
So be your...
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a 16.
Yeah, I think you can add your strength or whatever to that.
Yeah.
On top of your spell casting ability, is that right?
But yeah, that definitely will hit.
So. Okay. Okay, on a hit, the target takes 3d6 fire damage. 12 damage.
12. All right. Yeah, you swipe that blade down, and as you go past Jeffrey, his skin turns like white and his eyes get huge, and you just whap at these animals.
Oh, I forgot. Oh.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you yeah, that's why I asked you. And you whack at these things, and you disintegrate a great portion of them. There's only like 3 little bugs left, and they're looking like, I mean, they're bugs, but they're looking afraid, like, oh crap. And it is their turn. And they're just going to try to attack you, Delphi, because you're closest and you just swapped at them. So that's going to be 15.
Nope, not with bark skin.
Not with bark skin, right? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, they try to bite you back, but they aren't able to. Jeffrey, you now have this flaming sword in front of you.
Yeah, and basically my character's flaw is he's terrified of fire.
Yeah.
Working under like the rules of being frightened, I have to move away from Lucy now at the max distance that I can, which is only 15 feet.
With your walker. He's just
with my walker as quickly as possible. And in a panic from seeing fire, I am going to cast Sleet Storm in that whole room.
Good thing you went to the bathroom earlier.
Yeah.
Yes. So Until the spell ends, freezing rain and sleet fall in a 20-foot cylinder with a 40-foot radius centered on a point I choose within range, which is going to be that sword.
Yeah.
The area is heavily obscured and exposed flames in the area are doused. The ground in the area is covered with slick ice, making it difficult terrain. When a creature enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there, it must make a dex saving throw. And on a failed save, it falls prone. If a creature is concentrating in the spell's area, the creature must make a successful Constitution saving throw against my DC or lose concentration. So,
All right.
I'm also going to roll. Oh, I got a 1.
Yay!
Finally.
Awesome. Okay. Do you want to do percentage and roll the die, or you want me to?
I'll roll my percentage. Let me find
Okay.
out.
I don't care either way, so.
All right, so that is going to be a 58.
58. For the next minute, any flammable object you touch that isn't being worn or carried by another creature bursts into flames.
Fuck. Hands in my pockets. This is terrible.
Oh, hands in your pockets, your robe's going to ignite.
Uh-oh.
Boy,
Yeah,
I'm really glad Marty's gone.
yeah, me too. Poor Marty.
Lordy.
Yep. I'm not touching anything ever again.
Oh.
All right, so that's my turn since I moved my max distance and all that stuff. So
Okay, Delphi.
What a
You were getting these guys and you were feeling confident, and all of a sudden just ice everywhere, your sword's doused. You look up and Jeffrey's moving away in his walker as fast as he can, and his hands are like glowing red, and like the little like cushions on the walker are kind of steaming a little bit. And you need to go ahead and do a dex saving throw for me.
six.
that is a big old fail. You've slipped and fallen prone.
Okay, so does that mean for me that my wheelchair is tipped over backwards?
Yeah.
Oh no!
I don't know how that works.
Not that it falls backwards.
You're trying to move it, and you just spin on the ice until it flops over.
Yeah. I would say, yeah, it flops over on its side or something. Yeah.
In that case, I will probably drop my flame blade, and as soon as I do, it extinguishes. I can evoke it with another bonus action, but it's gone for now.
Yeah, and like as you fall prone, your wheelchair goes skidding into the old lady's body and just kind of launches her.
My apologies, madam.
So you can use your action to try to get up. You can try to squash the bugs in front of you with some way, or
Yeah, I think for prone, your only movement option is to crawl, unless you stand up.
Yeah.
That ends the condition. You have disadvantage on attack rolls. An attack roll against the creature has advantage, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it takes your whole movement to stand up, if I remember right.
Yeah.
So.
How many bugs are left?
3.
I'll go ahead and try and can I get to tip up and get back in my wheelchair all within my movement? Or do I have to use one round to?
Well, that would I would say that takes your movement. I'm not gonna.
It's also difficult terrain. Can you actually move over to where the wheelchair is? Because we were already halved on our movement for being old.
Well, my original speed was 35.
So we were halved, and then now difficult terrain is essentially halved again.
Yeah.
How
So
big is this room?
17 and a half, and then, yeah.
Like
I
6,
mean,
7
the room's big enough. I'm bad with measurements, but I mean, it fits 2 people, 2 wardrobes comfortably, So it's like a nice size room.
Dang. Well,
Yeah. I mean, you have the 3 bugs right in front of you. They're like, what the hell just happened? And then
I suspect that I would have realized it's my flaming scimitar that scared Jeffrey. So I'll pull out my regular one and
okay. And you have disadvantage, so.
Oh, dang it, that was a really good roll.
Unless you decide to stand up first.
Well, I can't. If I'm wheelchair bound, there's no getting off. That was an 11 with disadvantage.
An 11. Yeah, you go to swing at them, but you misjudge the height, and you go right over their little heads. So it is their turn, and they are going to attack you, Delphi.
They're going to do a dex save first.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. 13
Fail.
plus 1, 14.
Oh, God damn it. They just made it.
All right.
Son of a bitch.
Okay. Oh, but they have advantage, so they still probably, they didn't hit you with bark skin on. That was only an 8, so.
Correct.
Yeah, they're trying to get to you, but with, the terrain and everything, they're just unable to. They're just falling all over themselves, so. Jeffrey, it's your turn. You're like made it to the corner now of the wall, and you kind of sense that the rubber that your walker has is kind of it's kind of hot and steaming.
The stipulation on that is if it is
flammable,
worn or carried, it doesn't light it on fire. It's
okay. So never mind. I'm sorry. I thought it was
all my stuff's fine. But if I leaned against the wall,
yeah,
because I'm out of breath, then I'm fucked. But
yeah, okay. So you're fine. Ignore
I
that.
want to yell at it. Take care of this mess, sorcerer.
Clean up the mess. Is that what you said?
Yes, you created this. Fix it.
Okay. Body and everything on the floor?
Is she a body? Do we know that?
I mean, your wheelchair rammed up against her and she didn't really move. So.
But she could be unconscious.
You really want me
don't know.
You really want me to sweep it all under the rug, so to speak?
I don't like the way you're saying that.
I'm gonna cast Gust of Wind straight through the room towards the window.
On ice with the gust of wind. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay.
So each creature needs to make a strength saving throw when it starts its turn. So I imagine I'm towards the door to this room and the window's right across.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So just straight down the middle of the room is a gust of wind.
Yeah.
So when it comes around to their turn, they're gonna have to save on that.
Yeah, you see like all the furniture goes flying up against the back wall because I mean it's just sitting on ice.
Yeah, how wide is this room? Because this is a 10-foot wide blast of wind.
Yeah, I mean it's just because it's sitting on ice, so even the side gusts from it are probably enough to move stuff. So you see the body just go flying up against the back wall and it splats and then it kind of falls down.
Right, I'm gonna roll my thing again.
The wheelchair goes flying. 6. Alrighty, so Delphi, it's like Twister in here all of a sudden. Everything's flying out against the back wall, and you got to try to hang on.
My chair!
So that's a strength saving throw.
Yeah.
Oh, god damn it. 10.
That's a fail. So you get pushed 15 feet away from me. And your movement speed is also halved again.
You know, no matter what I do, no matter who I play, I get sheeped, I get hyped.
Poor Luce.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Jeffrey is the worst.
Oh, God.
Out of all the things that he could be afraid of, it had to be the most common goddamn element of every spell.
Oh, you just better be glad that this is a druid that doesn't know you, because any of the other characters would be tying you in a straitjacket and leaving your butt here.
Oh, yeah, they would have murdered me by now, especially Katie. Katie was so done.
Okay, so Lucy, you get pushed 15 feet on the ice. You're just like, wee!
Yeah.
Can she do anything, or is she?
Well, basically, if she wanted to move closer to me, her speed is halved again.
Damage her or anything, right?
No damage. It just
Okay.
pushes it away.
Yeah.
In the direction that I choose. And then if I wanted to, I can change the direction of the wind as a bonus action.
Gotcha. So yeah, you're pushed forward.
Yep, that's my turn. I think I'm doing good. That was cleared right up, Mr. President.
Did you want to do anything, Delphi, or?
So I slammed up against what I assume was the wall at this point. It can't be that big a room. On the ice.
Well, you're probably rammed up against the old lady's body and the beds.
I'm going to
your wheelchair.
And conjure a thorn whip out of the ground. And I'm going to eye Jeffrey and think real hard about whipping him. But then I'm going to turn and I'm going to use the whip to pull my chair 10 feet closer to me.
Oh, darn. I was hoping you would do him, because then that would be awesome. Huh? Yeah, you can pull your chair to you. You can sidle up to your chair.
Okay. So, reunited.
Yeah.
I really wish I had these attacks, because I would whip Jeffrey. And it was very hard for me to decide whether I wanted to whip him and see if I could pull him 10 feet closer or go for the chair. But at least I can get a little mobility back.
Well, doing damage to me would break my concentration.
Yeah.
So that's something.
Yeah.
So that's my turn.
You're able to get back up into your chair, but you still have this wind blowing against you. So I don't know if you're going to be able to move at all. So. And now
I'm just going to take up my movement for now anyway.
Yeah, and since I cast Gust of Wind, I want to say Sleet Storm has ended, because that's concentration as well.
Okay, gotcha.
It only lasts up anyway.
Okay. So it is the insect's turn. They got a 12.
No, that's not going to be good.
So yeah, they go flying, and they actually gain some momentum, and they just go splat, splat, splat up against the window on the far wall, and they all die.
Perfect.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna I'm going to end gust of wind.
Okay.
I would menacingly roll my chair towards him.
I'm standing in the doorway, right?
You're staying like in the corner by the door, yeah, and the door's wide open. So
How much time has passed since I got that wild magic surge?
like 9 seconds. Cause no, wait a minute. 3, 9. We did 3 times 9 seconds.
Okay, so not a full minute.
Not quite yet, no.
Okay, I'm going to put my hands on the door frame out of relief, and they are going to catch on fire. And I'm going to freak out and run down the hallway again, bumping into things along the way.
You're going to catch it all on fire?
Yep. Anything in this hallway.
Oh, Lord.
Screaming bloody murder the entire way
You
through.
just see him. He's got his hands up there. And he's falling
I'm a monster.
It's on fire. And he's trying to like fling his hands, and he's just hitting the tapestries and paintings and the
And I'm grabbing a hold of other doors, like looking for help. So I'm rattling door handles, and
Before long, you hear like a bell start ringing.
I'm just gonna follow him. Just eat.
I'm not moving very fast either.
Yeah.
So.
Well, before we go on, do y'all want a bathroom break or?
Yeah.
Yeah. My dogs are bugging me. So I think they're ready for a break.
You always have to burn everything down, don't you?
Which is weird. I did the one thing.
I didn't burn anything down in the last one. That was all Thomas. Asshole.
Oh, Lord. Alrighty.
Yep, I'll be back in about 5.
What is this building made out of?
It's probably made out of wood mostly.
We really
Foundations. Yeah. This is taking a turn. This is taking a definite turn. I was hoping y'all would get Boba Hotep. I wasn't sure if y'all had seen it or not. But
I haven't, but immediately Brian was like, "We're playing through Baba Hotep."
I was like, I meant to like work on something, and then the kids were being horrible, and I just had no creative juices flowing, and I saw something, and it reminded me of that. It's like something air, from Egypt or whatever. And I was like, I'm going to do that, dadgummit. We need to laugh. So. He's so pretty.
He's gotten in the habit now. Well, she's going upstairs. It's time for us to go.
Aww. How often do you have to bathe him, Liz, with the hair?
It really depends on what he's been doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously, if we get out and it's been raining, he gets muddy really quickly.
Yeah.
But overall, not too bad.
Yeah.
He doesn't like being brushed. He got that from the cat. Both of them try and sneak away. That's about the only time she'll actually get aggressive and try and bite me. Even when I put her in the tub and I'm giving her the bath, she just cries. But when she gets brushed, and I have tried combs, the ones with the little wire things, the ones that have the rubber ends, anything, she hates it. She'll bite me. She doesn't have front claws, but she'll act like she does.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the deal is.
Mine just like Kurt turns his head as far as he can and just starts licking the air constantly. He's a silly one.
That triggers.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because if Dave's nearby, she won't lick him. But if I'm nearby, then oftentimes it's physically licking my skin. Like,
yeah.
I love you, but this hurts so bad. I'm gonna sneeze from now on, and it just won't happen.
My sinuses have been horrible with the weather.
July 1st hit, and our insurance updated, so now my allergy medication is free, which is awesome. But in that case, I'm like, can I go back to Nasonex then? Good thing maybe a little more effective.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, as a kid, I was allergic to so much junk. And then, like, I had an allergic reaction to what I thought was sushi. And so they did an allergy panel on me. And I came back there, I'm, like, allergic to nothing now. And I'm like, geez, what the hell happened? I'm like, that's cool, though. Yeah.
Yep.
So. But.
We had a gal, I have a former coworker, we'll say, who was allergic to bananas and claimed to have a reaction to banana rushes. Like, that's not how that works.
Nope.
Unless
we
you
had one
ingested it and also had another allergy.
Yeah. We had a girl like that. She would call out for everything. And it was just like, ugh. She was also one of those like, well, I have a doctor's appointment scheduled, and we're like, well, you need to reschedule. And she just like, she was like, you don't reschedule doctor's appointments. I'm like, you do it all the time, you dum dum.
Yeah.
You just call and say, I can't come in. I need to reschedule. But I don't know. She was a weird one. So
that's the nice thing about my job. I have so much sick time built up. Like,
oh, I can imagine. I don't know how y'all run it, but the way we run it, when I worked for the county, it was like, I was there 6 years, so I built up some, but like there's a lady about to retire and she's built up so much. Her payout is like, they had to start capping them because they were getting so much payout when they left. They were like, no, we've got to cap this at something. So
we don't get it all. We get like a quarter, I think, at this point. But
yeah,
I have something like 4 or 5 months of sick time built up because I just don't use it, and then it continues to go through. You don't ever max out.
Right. Yeah.
Oh well. But now if I have a dentist appointment or doctor's appointment, I can just take the time and not be penalized for it.
Yes, definitely take the time because building it up only gets you so far.
Yep. So now I'm gonna have to drive 3 hours to go see a dentist. I'm like, I'm really digging having to be able to be paid for that time and not have to take a full day off for a terrible dentist.
That's a long drive, girl.
Yep, it's to the point where my dentist here didn't think he could fix it further, so the referral all the way to Sioux Falls. Not excited. I don't want to do it. The issue is I had a root canal probably when I was in middle school, and then they put a big cap on it, and that broke, and then they fixed the filling, and then this dentist did a crown, and now I've got pain in that tooth again, which shouldn't happen because I've had a root canal.
Yeah.
So you're either gonna have to like come at it from the side, and my dental stress to begin with is now through the roof. Like, that sounds scary. Don't do that. I don't like it, please.
Yeah, I'm like, you knocked my ass out. Knock me out.
I got to. I never get completely numb, so something always hurts, and I don't. You know, the feeling is awful, and I got to the point one time where the hygienist who was there with him was like, "Are you having a reaction?" Because I was just completely blotched out. I'm so stressed. I locked up in the chair.
Yeah.
Don't like it. He's a very nice man, but dental work is not my favorite.
Yeah.
Just watch Little Shop of Horrors before you go.
Oh man.
Just the dental scene. Where he's huffing all the gas.
Whee! I will say, the one time I got gas, I had my wisdom teeth out surgically. And before they put you under, they give you gas. And right before falling asleep, the last thing I remember thinking is, I can't feel my butt. And thinking that was the funniest thing in the world. So I'm like, okay, I have good feelings about gas. Yes.
They gave Kira gas when they had to yank one of her baby teeth that had gotten kind of stuck on the tooth that was coming in, and the woman that was pulling her tooth was awesome, and like any tugging or anything she felt, she was like, "Oh, that's just my fingernails. I really need to, clip them or whatever." And Kira believed her, and we were walking out to the car, and she's like high as a kite, and she off that laughing gas, and she's just running her mouth about this woman and her damn fingernails. That's so funny. She's like, she really needs to clip them, doesn't she? I'm like, yes, baby. She's like, did you see her fingernails? Oh, that's hilarious. Anyway. But yeah.
Why couldn't Jeffrey be scared of dentists? Why couldn't Jeffrey be scared of dentists?
I know, right?
It's Sarah's fault. She made us use that goddamn random character generator.
The reason for that is that this building is probably made out of wood. So we now have like a 4-alarm fire going on.
Oh, yeah.
I'm wondering, because I think, my character has a great respect for life, but I don't know if she considers these people real at this point. So does she care about saving them, or does she just want to get out?
Yeah, that wild surge table just threw this one shot in a whole different direction.
Hold on, I'm hearing weird noises from the other room. I need to go check on those dogs.
Go ahead.
Hopefully weird noises is I'm getting into something and not we're fighting.
Or I'm throwing up or something.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully nothing like that. My stupid old cat, he hasn't peed on anything in forever, and he peed on my shirt.
Oh.
I was so mad at him. I guess I pissed him off somehow, but I was so mad at him.
Yeah, so I had cleaned off my dining room table today, and I set this box that's got all these bags of dog cookies on the floor.
Ooh, Daddy.
Yeah,
That was
so
too tempting.
They're like, this bag's open. Yum, yum, yum.
These are for me.
They failed their
That's
stealth
gonna-
check, though.
Yeah, because Judy's still wearing her boots, so I just hear this plop, 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 plop. Like, what are you doing? Busted.
That's so cute. So yeah, Jeffrey is fleeing down the halls, igniting everything. And Delphi, you're wheeling after him, with like this blazing inferno beginning to erupt around you.
Flaming walker of fiery doom.
The one good thing is that y'all are really slow.
Is that a good thing or is it a bad thing now that this fire is raging behind us?
I guess.
Around and in front of us.
And you see like the Lone Ranger looking dude, he kind of bursts out of a room ahead of you as the smoke kind of starts the fire alarm ringing, and
Save yourselves!
he kind of looks
Marty,
around.
where are you?
He looks around and he just starts taking off.
Come to me if you want to live.
So this only lasts about a minute. I'm sure it's going to run out soon.
Yeah. It starts fading. So,
At our slow pace, it's not.
Yeah.
Is it a magical fire or is it a fire that lights things on fire? Because then that wouldn't fade; it would continue to spread.
Well,
It's
I
like
wouldn't be able to light anymore, but it does say that
Okay.
It's a
it bursts
fire,
into flame.
yeah.
So
So I still want out.
yeah.
Oh.
So you see that like he's not lighting anything else in front of him anymore, but behind you there is fire spreading up and down the walls as he rammed against them or fleeing down the hallway.
yeah, and I'm still running like a maniac as far as my walker will carry me. And I'm tempted to cast Gust of Wind again. But
yeah.
there's so much fire, I'm too terrified to try it.
So you get a little bit further and you see the nurses are like and the orderlies are rushing down there. The orderlies are running past you with these water contraptions and the nurse
Hey, there's fire.
and the nurses are like guiding the patients, towards the dining room area that you were in previously.
This is a natural process. Or it will go back stronger than before.
And you see Nurse Ella, she kind of runs down to you two, and she grabs your wheelchair and she starts wheeling you faster down the hallway. And another nurse runs up to you, Jeffrey, and she starts kind of urging you forward and trying to get you a little calm down as much as she can.
Don't touch me. Everything I touch turns to flame. I'm crying.
She's like, it'll be okay, Mr. Sebastian. Let's just get to the front lawn. We're all gonna converge in the front lawn, and we'll just wait this out. It'll be okay.
I didn't even have breakfast this morning. I can't have it.
And so they kind of get you guys out down to the front lawn, and then you're all just kind of converged there, and they start trying to do a head count, but they're kind of focused on the other people right now.
So nobody's got a hold of my chair?
No, they let it go. They kind of parked you at the edge of the group, and then she went to go help somebody else.
I want to cast Pass Without a Trace. I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to include Jeffrey, because he does not prove to be a very helpful ally so far.
A couple of bugs.
I suppose I will include them, and then start eat away.
We're gonna try to make a beeline for the gate.
You don't really see the gate from here. You do see like kind of a little pond off to the side with some trees and shrubbery that you can kind of get behind before the nurses probably notice.
That's fine. Number one, it's nature, and this druid's interested. And two, I'm a wood elf, so if you give me light cover, I can camo.
Yeah, with your wheelchair. So yeah, y'all make it over to this area of shrubs and a couple trees right by the water, and you kind of hide out and you start hearing that chittering again that you heard earlier. And
Jeffrey, I don't know what's in his pockets.
And you look kind of sideways at Jeffrey, and Jeffrey's just kind of like looking at you, and then you hear a little bit of splashing in the water in front of you, and you turn around and there's a mummified figure standing in front of you. He has a cowboy hat on, a black one, and he's wearing a tattered shirt that has like flames embroidered in the top, on the shoulders, and across the top and the shoulders. And
it's
then he has
it is not real, Jeffrey. It'll be okay.
he has on boots and like remnants of some type of pant, and it's mostly underneath is just mummified bones and stuff.
How realistic does his little flame get up look?
I mean, it's not really realistic looking. It's embroidered and it has some, just it's been tattered and torn, so it has wear and tear to it.
All right.
So
those are decorations.
He looks older than I am.
That's ages, Jeffrey.
And he kind of starts shambling closer to you guys, and he speaks in a language that you don't really recognize, like you don't understand the language itself, but after a short delay you kind of get like a sense of what was said, and he says, "By the unwinking red eye of Ra." And he starts forward towards you guys. And let's roll some initiative.
Aw, couldn't be our unholy ally. 6.
I got a 14.
Okay. Jeffrey, you got this mummified cowboy coming your way named Bubba Hootup.
Ooh. How far away is he?
We'll say about 30 feet, maybe, or 30. Seems like a good distance.
All right. Then I'm gonna go ahead and cast Magic Missile as a level 2.
Okay.
I think. So that'll be 4d4, I believe. It'll be 10 points of damage.
Okay.
And nothing on my wild magic.
Oh. Okay, yeah, these 3 magic missiles shoot from your hands, and you kind of braced yourself against the walker when you did that so you didn't fall down, and they hit him in the chest, and they kind of run across his body, and he kind of lurches back just a little bit, but then he just keeps continuing on forward. And he is going to move up and kind of head more towards your direction, Jeffrey, but he doesn't quite make it this round. Let me see. Can he do that? Yes, but go ahead and roll me a wisdom saving throw, please.
That's a 3.
A 3?
Yeah.
Okay. You are both frightened and paralyzed.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Well,
Yeah.
that's fun.
Okay. Yeah, so he just kind of smiles really big. And it is Delphi's turn.
well. I
You
don't have
just
any
see
here.
you just see Jeffrey, like the fear that you saw from the fire enters his face, and then he goes rigid and falls, kind of leaning really heavy against his walker. Is the only thing holding him up.
Are they at least 5 feet apart?
Yes, they are 10 foot apart.
All right, we are gonna call lightning. So I'm gonna conjure a storm cloud in the shape of a cylinder that is 10 feet tall with a 60-foot radius, centered on a point I can see 100 feet directly above me.
Okay.
Okay, and then when I cast the spell, I choose a point I can see within range. A bolt of lightning flashes down from the cloud to that point. So he needs to make a dex saving throw.
Dex. Okay. 9.
That is a fail. So you take 3d10 damage.
Jesus.
Nice.
6. 14 damage.
Nice.
Oh, as an aside, do I have to do a long rest before my constitution is back up?
A short rest or a long rest, yeah.
Okay, so it's still at +8.
Just, yeah, any kind of rest. We'll get it there. Alrighty. So it is it's Jeffrey's turn. Do you get to save against it, right?
Yeah, I think he gets
What do I roll for that?
Let's just do. I don't really know.
Yeah, because I was looking at the effects thing. It didn't say anything about that, but it should be in your little monsters deal, like if I can break it or how long the paralysis lasts.
It says paralyzed for duration, but
oh, that means the whole fight, basically.
No way.
Yeah, that's what the duration means.
But you gotta get.
I'm
almost certain that you probably get a chance to save every turn. What you think?
I don't know. What was it that he cast?
He cast Dreadful Glare, I think.
Alright, so.
Yeah. It says target sees the mummy. It must succeed on a wisdom saving throw against magic or become frightened until the end of the turn. If the saving throw is failed by 5 or more, it is also paralyzed for the same. Okay, for just the end of the mummy's next turn. Okay, so yeah.
Okay, so I'm still down and paralyzed. Can't move, can't speak.
No. Is that right? Because the mummy just went, right?
Yeah, but I imagine it's a full round of combat.
Okay, so so this time you're out.
Because he did that on his turn, so I
and then the next one, okay, sorry.
All right.
Okay,
So
we're good now. Okay.
cool.
So yeah, so your turn is skipped and it is his turn. So he is going to try to get Delphi. He wants you to roll a wisdom saving throw. He's going to turn that glare on you.
Wisdom?
Wisdom, yes.
Yeah. That's a 21.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So you pass and you are immune to it for 24 hours. So you're good with that. Jeffrey, he is going to attack you. And let's see, paralyzed creature.
He's got an advantage on any attack rolls.
Yeah. Alrighty. So let's see. 6. So yeah, 21. That definitely hits, right?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Pretty much, I guess.
5, 9 bludgeoning damage,
Okay.
and 10 necrotic. And I need you to make a Constitution save.
God damn. Okay. So that sucks. That's an 11.
Yeah. Okay.
Or actually, no, that's a 14. Sorry.
A 14.
Yeah.
Daggum, that was close. Okay. So your HP drops by 8.
Okay.
And your maximum.
It is. Yeah. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I
And you
have more
can't gain
pressing-
that back right now.
I
Yeah.
have more pressing issues than max HP. I'm nowhere near that.
All right. And it is Delphi's turn. Delphi, you just see this guy going at Jeffrey with his rotten fist. And he just whacked him a wallop.
I'm gonna call lightning again.
Alrighty.
Because it says, let's see, on each of my turns until the spell ends, I can use the action to call down lightning in this way again, targeting the same point or a different one. So do you get to roll a save again? You think?
All right. And that was what? Dex or? And what's the range on that spell?
120 feet.
Well, I meant like you position it where it doesn't hit Jeffrey, I'm going to say, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna say if this guy's right on top of me because I'm prone, like, is that possible? Because I automatically fail Dex and Strength.
Yeah.
At this point.
That's what I'm wondering because he's right on top of you. I mean.
Yeah, if I'm on the ground.
I was figuring because it's within 5 feet, so I figured I would set it 5 feet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Behind him, so that it only hits him.
I'll let it go this time.
Okay.
Thank God, because I would die.
Yeah,
I've got 10 hit points left.
Yeah, I kind of made this guy up according to like the charts, so I'm trying to, So anyway, but yeah. So what? How much damage was that?
You get to roll a dex saving throw first.
Oh, dex. Sorry.
Yep.
Well, double that damage because he just crit failed that mother.
Nice.
I think he got tore up in your walker. That was a little unexpected.
That was a very good roll. Wait, 30 seconds. Oh dear. Because I don't know if that's a 6 or a 9.
Doesn't have a little period next to it.
Or like a line or something.
This is what it looks like.
What does the other one look like?
So what's beside it? Is that a...
That's what the other one looks like.
Okay, that's a 9 for sure.
That's a 9.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it'd be...
Because it's got that little mark beside it.
21 damage.
And that's doubled.
No, do you want to double it?
I crit failed.
Yeah, if he crit.
All right, well, that's
I crit failed
then.
Oh yeah. So yeah, you light this guy on fire, and he's not too happy about that. So.
Oh shit, he's on fire.
Well, yeah.
Fear.
Oh, I said it, so.
Okay.
It is.
Okay, so yeah, he is on fire.
All right.
He's kind of flaming around, so. And it is his turn, so at this point you become unpetrified, Jeffrey.
I thought he already went, so is it my turn?
Oh no, I'm sorry. I was like, let me scratch this out. I got mixed up. So
Yeah,
yes,
because
it is your
me,
turn.
him, Lucy.
Yeah,
Okay.
I looked at the scarab battle. I meant to cross it out and I didn't. But yeah, it's your turn now. So you've got this guy on fire in front of you. And
I'm unparalyzed.
You just came unparalyzed, yeah.
All right, so I'm going to stand up and shit my pants and cast Gust of Wind at him with the hopes of pushing him into the lake.
Okay.
So on his turn, he'll have to do that strength saving throw.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, shit, let me roll real quick. That's a 15, so no wild magic.
Darn.
They should have made the odds better for that.
I
But anyway,
know.
that's going to be my turn.
You'd be setting everything on fire all the time if the odds are better of it.
There's some cool shit on the sorcery table. Even though it didn't save me last time, I had 2 different heals going on, which is awesome.
Yeah. There is.
Like
There's some
regained like 5 hit points every turn or something like that. Mm-hmm. The only problem is Sarah's beast was just way too powerful and I have no AC.
Sorry.
And Thomas drank my health potion and let me die.
And then he was mad at Katie about you dying. So that was great. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, you cast Gust of Wind at him, and it is his. Are you done? I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'm done. I can't do anything else.
Yeah.
I can't move or anything.
I didn't think. And it's his turn, so he has to do what? A dex, you said?
That's a strength saving throw.
Strength. Okay, sorry.
Yep.
Let's see, what's your strength? He's pretty good. Oh, nat 20. Yeah.
Fuck. All right.
He stands through that. Let's see. He's on fire, so he's gonna take some fire damage. Okay. Let me do math real quick. Okay. So yeah, so he is not happy about this situation, and he is actually gonna turn around and run into the lake to put himself out.
Well, that's good.
So, Jeffrey, when he turns to run, if you want to do opportunity attack, I will allow you to do that.
Okay.
Because he was pretty close to you.
Yeah, I imagine since it's an opportunity, I probably should do a cantrip or something.
Mm-hmm. Plus, I don't know if you want to keep up gust of wind or not. So.
Yeah, shit. Can I do anything if it's a concentration?
You can do a cantrip or you could do a melee attack. Anything that's not got a C on it, you could do, basically.
Okay, then in that case, I'm going to do an acid splash, I think.
Okay.
And that is dexterity saving throw for him.
Okay. A 12?
Nope, that doesn't work. So
Okay.
that is going to be...
He's not the most dexterous fella.
Yeah, that's only 2 damage for him.
Well, yeah, you spray him and melt some more of that shirt he's wearing, so that he's not got as many flames showing as he did.
Except for the real ones.
Yeah, except for the real ones. All right. So yeah, he is going to he's going to run 20 feet towards the lake, but he's not going to make it because the lake itself is where he appeared, and I said that was 30. So all right,
to make it to the lake.
is your turn, and I'm going to say yeah. So
well, I was kind of hoping he'd make it to the lake because then my lightning feels like it would be more effective, but
yeah.
roll me a dex save.
That's a 13.
Still doesn't quite make it.
He sucks at dex. That's like the one skill he's actually got negative in.
Good to know.
19 damage.
Nice. So yeah, he is looking pretty rough right about now. Like one whole arm is just like fell off and is quietly burning on the grass, and he's looking rough. He's basically in flames. He's just having a bad day.
Quietly burning.
Yeah. Anything else you want to do, or was that your turn?
I think that's about all I can do.
Alrighty. Jeffrey, it is your turn.
All right, so I'm going to burn up my last level 3 spell slot and do another 5x magic missile. So
Nice.
Ah, 16 points of damage.
Nice.
16 on wild magic.
Aw.
But since I did that, I'm no longer gusting wind at him. He's far enough away from me, I think. But
Okay.
16.
So yeah. So
Actually,
you blast. Yeah.
Hold on. Magic
I was
missile
gonna
is a
say
one
that seems
action, right?
low. That
No, it
seems
seems
low.
about right. For a guaranteed hit, it's only D4s
Oh, is
plus
it?
ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I'm sorry.
But since that is something that has a casting time of one action,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna spend 2 of my spell
Sorcery
slots
points?
to change that to a bonus action for that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to cast. How far away is he from me now?
He is 20 foot.
All right, let me get to the page, but I think I'm going to do a little thunder wave on him.
Nice.
That sounds like a good time. So yeah. What's the range?
go good with that lightning.
Oh, that's shit. That's a range on myself. God damn it.
Oh.
All right. Well, in that case, I'm just gonna do another magic missile at. I'll burn up my last second level spell slot, so that's gonna be 4d4 against him. So that's gonna be another 11 points of damage.
Nice.
And that's a 10. God damn it. So 11 damage on him.
All right, yeah. Another arm falls off, and he's looking really rough.
All right.
So it is his turn. He is still on fire because he didn't make it to the lake. So he takes that.
How much health did you give this guy? Jesus.
I did a CR5 because that's what Cobalt Fight Club recommended. So
Wow.
yeah.
I don't know, like the character ratings
I don't know.
really.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard, and I don't usually do anything, too much. I don't have to play with that so often. But
Yeah, because when I was running my game, I noticed that like some of them I'd do, and it would be super like easy for you guys to just mow through something that was like 2 levels above you, and then you'd get something that was supposed to be on your level that should have been easy that was like really hard. So
yeah, and it just all depends on how things go too, because like you could mow this guy down if you got lucky, or he could get that glare off. So yeah, and they didn't actually have a mummy of that level, so I had to kind of rig him. So
okay,
I used the dungeon masters thing, and so. But he is looking very, very bad, and he makes it to the water, and he kind of falls in and puts himself out.
All right.
And he kind of turns around and he says something in that language you can't understand, and then in your head you hear, "Eat the dog dick of Anubis, you asswipes."
Oh my.
Language.
And it is, let me see, Delphi's turn.
That upsets me because we don't eat our friends. And I believe, let's see.
And he's in the water, so.
I think. Yeah, I can go up to 10 minutes with lightning. So here we go again. Dex save.
Yeah, no. That was a 3. So, yeah.
2. 9. That one's only 12 damage, though.
12?
Yep.
All right. That is exactly what you needed.
Ooh.
So you call down lightning, and it riddles through his body, and it just basically causes him to explode in a cloud of dust that settles onto the water.
Yay! I'm going to release the storm.
All right.
Now I'm going to release my bowels now that it's all over done with.
So yeah.
Jeffrey's had enough.
So yeah, y'all are done, and you're breathing your sigh of relief, and you see your little caterpillar friend pops up in front of you, and he kind of looks at the two of you, and he's like, "Well, hope that was entertaining. Nice little diversion and break in your normal activity. I guess it's time to go now." And
I want to grab him, and to Delphi, she just sees me holding my hand up there, and I'm going to say, "What have you done with Marty?"
And that's you hear him say that as both of your eyes fall to dark close, and you fall into another state of darkness and unconsciousness.
Not again.
Yeah, and that's where we're gonna end it.
I'm surprised I lived. I was down to 10 hit points.
Oh goodness.
You know, when we were fighting the scarabs, it didn't occur to me to shift, which it should have.
Yeah.
And then when we were just fighting him, I was like, sweet, I'm gonna hang back and just lightning. It never occurred to me to try and heal you.
That's fine.
I thought, no, I don't want to do that.
Never occurs to anybody to heal Jeffrey. I'm used to it.
It was funny because you saw the little bugs, and you know, instead of attacking, the first thing you both do is basically defend yourselves up.
I just love that you forgot I was terrified of fire.
I did. When you were like, "Can I see it?" I was like, "Yeah." I don't.
I was waiting for you to thorn whip him where the whip could catch on fire.
I was so close. I was like, I should just whip him.
Yeah, if I would have taken damage, it would have ended concentration at least. But that was funny.
Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed it.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was a good time. So, sorry if we spoiled the full movie for anybody that.
Exactly.
I realized, oh, they don't just burn down the old folks' home and took some money. Yeah. That's how you do a quick run of Bubba Hotep.
If we ever get famous, we'll have to have a drinking game where people drink every time we burn something down. That would be like our signature move.
That was like Justin's first response to everything. I'm gonna go burn the barn down.
I know. It's like, jeez.
Every time we pick on poor little Diz, our little NPC buddy.
Not on fire.
Yeah, Lucy, you weren't there for the last one, but now Diz basically looks like Deadpool. He's all scarred from being burned alive. Jeffrey died and got resurrected by the caterpillar dude.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, because Justin drank my health potion instead of using it to help me. And the worst part was, like, he could have attacked twice, but he used an action to drink the health potion.
Oh, jeez.
So he attacked once, and there was, like, no health left on this boss. Like, if he would have attacked twice, he would have had him.
Yeah.
But instead, he drank my damn potion, and then I failed my death saving throw.
And then he was mad at Katie for Jeffrey dying.
Yeah, he was mad at Katie for not helping because she got so fed up. Well, she cast a flame at me, so of course I cast like Ray of Frost at her.
Yeah.
So Katie was pissed. She's like, "I'm done."
Over it.
Well,
it was pretty funny.
Yeah,
he's incredibly entertaining, but if I was actually stuck in a party with Jeffrey, I would commit some sort of physical violence.
Yeah, I'm surprised nobody's actually just like murdered him in his sleep. Hilarious because like both Chelsea and Katie like get this maternal role where they just herd him around the entire time, and there's no reason for you to do that at all.
Yeah, I read about something about some Egyptian things that Wizard of the Coast was putting out, or somebody was putting out for 5e, and then Kira wanted to watch a Hoarders episode, and we always say they just need to put those people in a home. And they actually put one of the people in a home because they're like, there's no way she can take care of herself. She's just eating stuff that's covered in poop and all this stuff. And immediately I thought Jeffrey. And I'm like, why has nobody put Jeffrey in a home yet? And then
it's gonna happen.
And then I was looking at the Egypt stuff, and I was like, Bubba Hotep, and I was like, I forgot to do that.
Yeah, I've been like kind of torn on like actually making some sort of backstory for Jeffrey, but at the same time, it's just like, okay, he's lived like 750 years. Like any situation you throw him in, he's probably been there before, and it's probably traumatic. So
he's literally chaos personified.
Yeah.
Because what background did you use? Hermit, right?
Yeah, I went with Hermit. So
yeah, yeah.
But he instead of being like your typical like hermit that's like, oh, he was out in the woods. Like, no, his deal on that generator was he came from a city that, was basically like Las Vegas, like always something going on.
Yeah.
And he's terrified of fire, so I imagine he just huddled in the room for most of his life till he left. So yeah. So it's more fun to just be like, oh, we're in this situation where he's in a home. I'm sure he's been in one before.
Yeah.
And it was terrible.
Oh, that was good though.
Well, now I'm wondering, was it terrible because being put in a home is terrible, or was it terrible because Jeffrey made it terrible for himself by lighting the walls on fire? Like,
you couldn't pay me enough to have Jeffrey.
Let's just hope the captain doesn't die in Strahd, because we're never gonna finish that game if Jeffrey's in it.
Oh God. Yeah. I am waiting for you all just to wipe, because I mean you're pushing it with pissing people off in that game. I've been kind of light on what
I didn't realize until like critically thinking about it, because I've been on this kick where, you know what, this seems interesting and I want to play this combo and that seems like fun. But now I'm looking at myself thinking, maybe Monk was a bad choice. I'm so squishy and I got to get right up there to make anything happen.
Yeah.
But you should get an unarmored bonus at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have a little bit of one, and it does help that I ended up going elemental.
Yeah,
so
you'll have some spells.
Yeah. I got some bang for my buck there.
Yep.
We'll see how that goes. I'm a little scared that I'm going to be the one that goes first.
I'm just trying to figure out where Dan's going to end up if he doesn't play next game. Like, y'all are going to have to figure out what to do with him. Because right now,
leave his ass in the bushes.
Irina and Ismark think that he burnt their house.
Yeah, I say we just leave him in the bushes, and then when he shows back up, he can be pissed off because he's got no pants, no boots, and people think that he burned their house down.
If he shows back up, you're going to leave him in hostile territory. I can't remember how long it is, but Dead Gentleman and Zombie Orpheus Entertainment have a Gamers series. There's the Gamers, and Gamers 2 Darkness Rising is a feature-length film, and it's fantastic. It's one of my favorites. And then there's a third one, and it might actually be a fourth, where the series, their characters come back. But the first one, I mean, it's very, very early work, very YouTube quality, but the concept there is they're a group of college guys playing an RPG together, and one of their players ends up having a date, so he has to bail. So one of the running jokes throughout the whole thing is they're like, oh yeah, and Mark. And so his character just kind of randomly disappears and then reappears like, oh yeah, here I am. So that's what I think of with Dan's characters. All of a sudden, oh yeah, no, he's back.
I saw Jenny put that she made a new character, and I'm just like, I would love for her to play again, but I'm like, oh